Today we're going to be taking a look at some similar polygons. So two polygons are similar if sides are proportional, so they're enlarged or reduced by the same ratio, and when angles are congruent. When polygons are similar, you may write a similarity statement for corresponding parts. Let's take a look at this example. If these triangles are similar, we could write a similarity statement that says triangle ABC is similar to triangle DEF. This would mean that the sides are proportional, meaning this triangle would be an enlargement of this triangle, and all of their angles would be congruent. Let's take a look at some examples. We're going to determine if the polygons below are similar. If they are, we're going to give the similarity ratio and write a similarity statement. If they're not similar, we're going to explain why. So let's take a look at letter A. We have a polygon, I'm going to call it LOVE, so love, and we're going to see if it's similar to math. First, let's see which sides would be corresponding. So notice that this letter O has 2 arc marks and the L has 3. So I'm going to look for something similar in the other triangle. So the 2 and the 3 would be right here and right here. So that means that these two sides are corresponding. Then if we look at this bottom side, we have the 1 arc mark and the 2. So I'm going to be using that to help me gauge what other side is similar. So this side is going to be similar to what other side on this polygon? It would be similar to this side here because I'm looking at this side which vertices end at the 1 arc mark and the angle that has the 2 arc marks. Now it becomes a lot easier to label corresponding sides. So this side would be corresponding to this side, and then this side would be corresponding to this bottom side. To see if these two are similar, we need to figure out if their sides are proportional and see if they are all enlarged by the same ratio. So now that we know which sides are corresponding, let's start writing some ratios. Let's take this side and this side. So the side I highlighted in red. If we write a ratio of the small polygon to the larger polygon, 14 over 21, if you divide both of those by 7, you get 2 over 3. Let's just work our way around. Now I'm going to write a ratio of this side, which is going to be 22, to this side here, because that side is corresponding, which is 33. Both of those are divisible by 11, so 22 divided by 11 is 2, 33 divided by 11 is 3. So notice I'm getting the same ratio each time as they are simplified. Let's take a look at the green side. So we have 10 over 15. If I divide by 5 on top and bottom, I get 2/3. And lastly, 18 to 27, if you divide by 9 on top and bottom, you get 2/3 again. So notice that all of these sides, when simplified, all end up being 2/3. So that means that this smaller polygon, love, is going to be similar to math. Let's take a look at letter B and see if we can figure out some corresponding sides. I always like to start with the angles that are given. So if you look at this one, we have angle P. It's going to go to the angle that has 2 arc marks. So PR corresponds to what side in this other triangle? PR is going to correspond to TH because this is a segment whose vertices meet with the 1 arc mark and the 2 arc marks. So that's how I know that these ones are going to be corresponding. Let's take a look at the bottom side. So RA is going to be corresponding to what other side on the larger triangle? RA is corresponding to HI. I know that because I started at the angle that had the 2 marks and went away from it to the angle that had nothing. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to start at the angle that has the 2 marks and go towards the angle that doesn't have any marks. So I know that these two are going to be corresponding, leaving me with PA corresponding to TI. To figure out if these two are similar, we need to write some ratios. I'm going to start with the red side. So we would write a ratio of 6 to 8.4. Now sometimes it's hard when you have decimals. So I wanted to get rid of this decimal. I can multiply everything by 10, which is going to just move that decimal over. So an equivalent ratio would be 60 over 84, which is a lot easier to simplify. 60 over 84 will reduce to 5/7 if you divide 60 and 84 both by 12. Let's do another side. Let's move to the green side. So we have 8 over 11.2. Again, if I want to get rid of this decimal, I'm just going to multiply by 10, which moves the decimal over to the right one time. And now we're going to simplify 80 over 112. If you have trouble simplifying, notice that they both end in even number. So you can divide it by 2, which is going to be 40 over 56. And now I have a fraction that's easily simplified. So I know 8 will go in to both of these numbers. So 40 divided by 8 is 5, and 56 divided by 8 is 7, which is the same ratio I got with the first one. Now let's take a look at the last one. We have 10 over 14. And then when you divide that by 2, we get 5 over 7 again. So these triangles are similar because they are enlarged by the same amount. So my factor is going to be 5/7. And that means that triangle PAR or PAR is similar to triangle TIH. Now let's take a look at letter C. Corresponding sides on a rectangle are a little bit easier than the other two shapes that we just did. So let's mark our corresponding sides. I know that this side is going to be corresponding to this side. And because it's a rectangle, this side's also 9, and this side would also be 20. And that this side is corresponding to this side. So let's write some ratios to see if this one is an enlargement of the original. So my first ratio is going to be 9 over 20. 9 over 20 cannot be simplified because they don't have any common factors. So let's go with the next side. We have 4/8, which that simplifies to 1/2. So notice that these ratios are not the same. So that means that these sides are not proportional. Therefore, these are not similar. Let's take a look at letter D. Notice that we have a square where all sides are 6 and a rhombus where all sides are also 6. So they appear to be similar. However, one of the criteria is not only are the sides proportional, but the angles are congruent. So if you look at the square, all of these have 90-degree angles, and these are not 90-degree angles. So that means that these are not similar because the angles are not congruent. Now let's practice matching corresponding parts of similar polygons. So we know that these polygons are similar because it tells us. Rather than start with finding the angles, I always feel like it's easier to start with corresponding sides. So let's look at side AB. AB is right here, and it starts where there is one arc on the angle. What side would that correspond to in a larger polygon? It would be segment FE because I'm starting at the angle that has one arc and I'm going towards the angle that doesn't have any markings at all. Now let's take a look at segment DA. So DA is right here. Notice I started at the angle that has 2 marks and I went to the angle that has 1. So we're going to do the same thing on the other polygon. Start where there's 2 and go towards where there's 1. This means that segment DA is similar to segment GF. Before filling out the rest of these, I'm going to go ahead and highlight the other corresponding sides based upon what I already know. So I know that side DC is going to be similar to GH, and that CB is going to be similar to HE. Now I can find angle B a little bit easier. So angle B is where the blue and the black are highlighted and where those meet at this vertice. So what angle would that be in a larger polygon? That would be angle E. So B is congruent to E. Now let's take a look at the proportion. I'm going to go ahead and highlight these sides to make them match my diagram. So BC was in black, AD was in green. So we're going to be comparing black to green. In the other polygon, the larger one, we have EH, which was black. So what would go here? AD would be similar to FG. And I'm just keeping the order that's consistent with how these were named. So this one went BC, AD, so note they went left to right, and this one went EH, which is right to left, so we would name this one FG, also going right to left. Let's take a look at the next one. So now we're comparing BA, which was blue, to EF, which is also blue, but on the larger polygon. So this one is the smaller polygon, this one is the larger polygon. So now we're going to see what HG is similar to. HG is going to be similar to CD. Now we're going to apply everything we know about similarity to help us find X, Y, and Z. So we have a trapezoid here, another trapezoid here. It already tells us they are similar, so let's mark some corresponding sides. I know that this side is going to be corresponding to this side based upon how the angles are marked. I also know that this side is going to be corresponding to this side, and I can just work my way around, which will help me organize my work. So first, let's start with our similarity ratio. I'm just going to do this top side because those numbers look friendly. So 10 to 12, if I write that as a ratio, and then simplify it, we divide both of them by 2, I get 5 over 6. 5 over 6 represents my similarity ratio. I can use this ratio to help me find X and Y. So let's first find X. I know my similarity is 5 over 6, so that means I can write a ratio of X to 30, and then I can cross multiply and divide. So 5 times 30 is 150, and then 6 times X is 6X. When you divide by 6 on both sides, you get an answer of 25 for X. Something I want you guys to notice too is my ratio for similarity was written with the small shape compared to the larger shape. So that's what this one represents, small shape to large shape. So when we're writing our ratios, especially to find Y, I want to make sure I keep that order. So small to large would be 18 to Y, because if you switch the order up, you're going to end up getting the wrong answer. So if we do our cross products, we get 5 times Y, which is 5Y, and then we're going to multiply 6 and 18. That's going to give us 108. If we divide both sides by 5, you get 21.6 for Y. Now let's work on finding angle Z. So I know that with similar figures, their angles are congruent. So this angle right here is the angle where the red and the black meet. So where this red and this black meet in the larger shape, I know that that one's also going to be 74 degrees. What theorem will be used to help me find the value for Z? I can use the trapezoid consecutive angles theorem. So that theorem states that if a quadrilateral is a trapezoid, then its consecutive angles are supplementary. So these lines are parallel, which means these two angles are going to be supplementary. So to find Z, I can do Z plus 74 is equal to 180. And then once you subtract 74 from each side, you get an answer of 106 for Z.